Hello, everybody, and we welcome you finally back to another game here. I am Mike. We are the Sports Time Machine. Long time no see for those out there. We're going to start our all time great franchise league where we take one franchise from Major League Baseball and we're going to go ahead and get some baseball here tonight. So, again, hello and welcome. We'll let the computer do all the fun stuff behind the scenes, let them manage both teams, and we'll go ahead and call both teams. Go ahead and call both games. So let's go ahead and get you down to the field. We'll go ahead and give you the lineups as they come up. Actually, we'll go ahead and do that. Again, we're going to be playing with full ballpark effects. Singles are 1 to 2 here. Home runs are 1 to 2 on the right hand side, 1 to 8 on the right hand side. This is the 1995 Cleveland Indians taking on the 2001 Seattle Mariners. I'm going to be taking a Monday night game from just as something different on the channels that are going on here. Be taking a Monday night game as the best of the circuit to use. And to me, this is one of the best night games available on this one. The Mariners lineup will be Kenny Lofton leading off, followed by Omar Vizquel, Albert Bell, Jim Tomei, Manny Ramirez, Eddie Murray, Paul Sorrento, Carlos Baerga, and Sandy Alomar. For the Mariners defensively, McLemore in left, Cameron in center, Ichiro in right, great outfield, Bell, Guillen, Boone, and they got Edgar Martinez playing at first base. That could be ultimately a bad move. Dan Wilson behind the plate, and on the mound is Freddie Garcia, 18-6, 3.05 ERA. Let's take a look at the Mariner bench and see why they would have done that. The designated hitter, is Al Martin. So that puts John Olerud on the bench. Not a good move. Jeez, I would have reversed that. So again, I didn't check the lineups out. I'll have to do that when I play a little bit more. So Lofton sits. Olerud sits here on an opener. So we'll make some moves if we have to in case decisions were not made to the best of the ability of the computer. Again, I do want to have the best available for these teams. So Lofton leads off. Freddie Garcia is ready. We're going to go ahead computer versus computer here and let everything going on. Jack Dawson, how you doing? Welcome in. Thank you so much for popping in for this one. And let's get this started. So Cleveland, Seattle plays fast enough. We may go ahead and try to play two, but see how it goes. So here we go. Freddie Garcia on the mound. Kenny Lofton is ready. And play ball. This is the all-time franchise league. It's the Mariners and the Indians. First pitch is going to be a walk. So Freddie Garcia walks Lofton lead off the game. And here's Omar Vizquel. Let's see, Omar may lay down a bunt here or hit and run, or Lofton may run. You're looking at a -3 on the pitcher catcher interaction chart. So Lofton will get a big jump. Garcia from the stretch. First pitch to Vizquel, and they're going to try to beat it. He does. So Omar Vizquel lays the perfect bunt down. Garcia with no throw, and the Indians got two on and nobody out. Here is Albert Bell, 317 hitter. This is the year he went 50-50, 52 doubles and 50 homers. So Bell now leads off. Garcia from the stretch. First and second, nobody out. Here's the pitch to Bell. Bell, ground ball to second. Ah, boom. This should be a double play. He's a two, and he gets the double play. So goes 4-6-3 double play. Let's go ahead and see what they're showing. We'll need to go ahead and animate that chart as it makes it more interesting. Here is Jim Tomei, so runner on third and 2 outs. Quick double play. Tomei, a 314 hitter, 25 homers, 73 RBIs. He's the third baseman. Garcia from the stretch. Lofton gets the lead off first. Here's the pitch to Tomei, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. That's David Bell. He'll pick it up, throws him out, and the Mariners get out of the first inning, nothing going. So one half inning of play, Cleveland, nothing, and here come the Mariners. On the mound for the Cleveland Indians, Dennis Martinez, 12 and 5, 3.08 ERA. Martinez looks in. McLemore leads off, and here's the pitch. Fly ball to center field. Lofton drifts under it, makes the catch in the first out. And here's Ichiro Suzuki. What a year he had, 34 doubles, 8 triples, 8 homers, hit 350. Martinez with the windup and the pitch to Ichiro. And that's going to be ground ball to first. Sorrento takes to the bag, and there's 2 outs. And there's Brett Boone. This is an MVP year for Brett. 37 doubles, 37 homers, 141 runs batted in. Martinez looks in, and the pitch to Boone. And this will be a ground ball to first. Sorrento at the play. 3 up, 3 down. 1 inning of play. All-time greats franchise league. Cleveland nothing. Seattle nothing. We go to the top of the second. So Manny Ramirez will be the batter. 26 doubles, a triple, 31 homers. Garcia with the windup and the pitch. This will be a ground ball to short. Guillen comes up, makes the play, and there's one away. Nice play by Carlos Guillen. Here's Eddie Murray, 323, 21 homers, 82 RBIs. Murray switch hitting, batting from the left hand side. Garcia with the windup and the pitch to Murray. That will be a fly ball to center. Cameron waits, gets it, makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. Solid Mariner outfield. Here is Paul Sorrento, 235, 25, and 79 for 4 numbers. Good first baseman. Garcia with the windup and pitch to Sorrento. That is in the gap for trouble. That could be trouble over Cameron's head. He'll have to play it. Sorrento will have 3 and makes it for a 2 out triple. So Paul Sorrento's has the second hit for the Mariners. And now here's Carlos Baerga. 314 hitter, 15 homers, 90 RBIs out of second baseman back at that time. You didn't see that happen a lot. Garcia looks in, gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Baerga. 6-10 ground ball to first. Good play by Edgar Martinez. Doesn't make it bad. And there's 2, and that's 3 outs. So Cleveland leads another runner on base. Bottom of the second coming up. No score here at Safeco Field, opening night of the ATG Franchise League. Here's Edgar Martinez hitting 306, 23 homers, 116 RBIs. Again, getting the surprise start tonight with with John Olerud on the bench. Martinez with a windup and the pitch. And that's going to walk to Edgar. No chance to steal. No speed there. So here's Mike Cameron, the very talented center fielder, in a 267, 25 home runs. Dennis Martinez from the stretch. Here's a pitch. And what was he trying to do? Edgar Martinez trying to get off the bag. So Martinez from the stretch. Here's a pitch to Cameron. And that's going to be a strikeout. So there's one away. Here's Al Martin. Gets a surprising start as designated hitter today. So here we go here. Mart- Dennis Martinez from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Al Martin. 5-9 fly ball to left. Albert Bell sinks in, makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. This Cleveland outfield has a 4 in left and a 4 in right. So anything that could be a downfall for this Mariner team could be this defense. Here's David Bell, 15 homers, 64 RBIs, hitting 260. Martinez from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Bell. And that's a strikeout for David Bell. We played 2 here in Seattle, Cleveland nothing, and Seattle nothing. As we go to the top of the third inning here at Safeco Field, ATG Franchise League, opening night of a Monday Night Baseball game. Top of the third and no score. Here's Sandy Alomar Jr., 300 hitter, 10 homers, 35 RBIs. Garcia looks in, gets the sign, and here's the pitch to Alomar. And that's a catch axe behind the plate. He's going to get it and makes the catch on the pop up, one away. Here's Kenny Lofton. He walked his first time up. Garcia from the windup. Here's the pitch. And that will be a single for Lofton. So Lofton's on now. The last time up had a bunt single that started this Indian offense up, but they're unable to score. Garcia from the stretch. Lofton again, probably going to get a big lead. Let's see. And he does, but Garcia gets him back. So good side move by Garcia with 1 out. Lofton still at first. Here's Vizquel with one out. See if they bunt him over. Not a little good choice, but oh, they are. And Lofton gets thrown out second. Lofton tried the secondary lead and a great throw by Dan Wilson. So there's two outs. So Cleveland tried to be aggressive and it didn't work. So Garcia now pitching to Vizquel. Vizquel with a ground ball to second. That's hit at Boone. Gold glove. Oh, he doesn't. It kicked off his glove. Cannot make the play. Boone kind of shuffles it off. And now with one out, two outs here in the third, Vizquel's on board, giving Albert Bell in this lineup a chance to do something. Garcia from the stretch, runner on first, two outs. A pitch to Bell. This will be a ground ball to third. Bell goes the short way, and that retires the side. No hits, one error, but he's left stranded. Bottom of third coming up. Cleveland nothing, Seattle nothing. It'll be Wilson, Guillen, and McLemore to be at bats against Dennis Martinez. Martinez looks in, gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Dan Wilson. And that's a hit by pitch. Get out of there. Watch out. As Dan Wilson takes first base. He's the first base runner this evening. So now the runner on first. Here's Guillen. Good guy again. And made a bunt him over. We'll see if he does or not. Not good speed by Wilson, though. Martinez from the stretch. Here's the pitch. L pitch to him. 6-7 ground ball to second. This could be a double play. Guillen's a 3. No, only played a first. So Baerga stopped it. Only play was the first. Wilson takes second. So Wilson's in scoring position. And it brings up a very pesky Mark McLemore. 0 for 1 with the flyout so far. Martinez looks on. Runner on second. One out. Pitch to McLemore. That's going to be ground ball to second. Baerga with the play. Two outs. And the runners will go to third. So two outs in the third. Here's Ichiro Suzuki, a tough man to pitch to. We'll see if Martinez can make a perfect pitch. Now, Martinez is a 4L. That means he's very effective against left-handed hitters. So if he gets it on his car, there's a good chance it will be effective. But Ichiro is a very dominant hitter, especially 2R this season. So he's going to want something 4, 5, or 6. Martinez from the stretch. Runner on third, two outs, and the pitch. And fly ball left field. Good pitch. Bell with the play makes the catch. And we play 3 innings here at Safeco Field. Cleveland nothing, and the Mariners nothing. Cleveland no runs, 3 hits, and no errors. The Mariners without a hit and committed 1 error. So we go to the top of the 4th inning. No score here at the ATG Franchise League Monday Night Baseball game. So we'll continue onward. Here is Jim Thome 0 for 1. It'll be Thome, Manram, and Eddie Murray. Garcia looks in and the sign. Here's a pitch to Thome. And that's going to be a walk to Thome. So Garcia gets in trouble by putting another leadoff man on. And now here's Manram. Manram, a solid, incredible year versus left-handed pitching. Okay versus righties. Garcia from the stretch, runner on first and nobody out. And the pitch that hits him back to back, hit by pitches. And here comes the home plate umpire. And we're going to have a discussion on this one. Let's see who our home plate umpires is today. Let's see if we even have umpires today. No, we may need to add them as they're not showing up on the game. So again, we may have a backup crew before they come up to the majors. They may be on strike here at the Old Time Franchise League. So with Ramirez at first and Thome at second and nobody out, Murray the batter. Now again, Garcia has now been officially warned, and so has the bench of the Cleveland Indians. So we don't want to see any more hit by pitches here. First and second, nobody out. Garcia working in from the stretch now. 2 on, nobody out. Pitches to Murray, and Murray hits a drive to deep right field. Trouble for Suzuki's back, gets it. Will he try to run? He does. Thome reaches third. Suzuki got all the way back to the track, threw a rifle in, but it kept Ramirez at first, and Thome goes to third. First and third, one out. Infield will play back, trying for a double play against Sorrento. Sorrento tripled and was stranded at third. Garcia again playing with fire here. Garcia trying to get they've set up a double play between Boone and Guillen. See if Garcia can get a huge double play here. Pitch to Sorrento, and that's a ground ball to Cedar Boone. That will get the run home. They'll go to first with it. Manram the second, and the Indians take a 1-0 lead after 2 hit by pitches. Here's Carlos Baerga, runner on second, 2 out. Lefty hitting Baerga. On deck is Alomar. Garcia from the stretch and the pitch. That will be a ground ball to first. Martinez takes it to the bag, gets him, and it's 1-0 Indians. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. So here's Brett Boone, followed by Edgar Martinez and Mike Cameron. Martinez looks in now, has not given up a hit so far. Pitch to Boone, and that's a pop to short. Omar Vissel calls them off, and there's one away. Here's Edgar. He walked his first time up. So far, Dennis Martinez, 3 innings of pitch, 1 walk in, 2 strikeouts. Martinez with a windup and pitch to Edgar, and that's a walk. So Edgar has walked twice. He's been on for both the base runners so far. Here's Mike Cameron, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Martinez working from the stretch. Edgar no threat to steal. Again, Martinez taking liberties over there. Martinez kind of laughs it off, works from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Cameron. And the pitch, that's a fly to left field and deep. Back goes Bell at the track back and makes the catch. Oof, 1-2, a home run and rolled the 3. So Martinez had to head all the way back to first. Bell gets the ball back in, and Martinez may have gotten luck there again. Not much. This is not a hitter's ballpark here. 2 outs here in the fourth. Martinez from the stretch. Runner on first, 2 outs for Al Martin. Flight out his first time up. Martinez from the stretch. Pitch to Martin. That's a fly ball to left field. Bell will come in, make the catch, and we have played 4 innings here at Safeco. Cleveland 1 and Seattle nothing. Top of the fifth coming up here at the big ballpark in Seattle. So now we continue here. It's going to be Alomar, Lofton, Vizquel here in the fifth. Garcia still in. He can probably take you a while. 239 innings pitched. Here's a pitch to Sandy, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. Bell's got it, throws him out, 1 away. Here's Kenny Lofton. He's walked and singled, been on base twice. Garcia with the big leg kick and the pitch to Lofton, and that's going to be a ground ball to second. Boom with the catch, and there's 2 outs. So Freddie Garcia, 2 outs into the fifth inning. Here's Omar Vizquel, 1 for 2, singled, reached on an error, been on base twice. Garcia with the windup and pitch to Vizquel, and that's a fly ball to center. So Freddie Garcia will get out of the fifth inning, no harm. Bottom of the fifth coming up, 1-0 Indians. So now here's Bell, Wilson, and Guillen. So now Martinez on the mound, bottom of the fifth inning, 1-0 Cleveland. Martinez with a windup and pitch to David Bell. That's a ground ball back to Martinez. 2E31 makes it and throws him out. Good play by Dennis Martinez. He did not rush it, made the strong throw, and there's 1 away. So now here's Dan Wilson, got hit by a pitch his first time up. So actually, there's been 3 hit by pitch in this ball game. Wilson got hit by a pitch, and then Garcia returned the favor with 2. So definitely warnings have been issued. Martinez looks in, and here's the sign and pitch to Dan Wilson. Ground ball to short. Vizquel with the play, and there's 2 outs. So now here's Carlos Guillen. Grounded out his first time up. Dennis Martinez, 2 outs into the fifth inning, 1-0 Cleveland. Martinez looks in, and here's the pitch to Carlos Guillen. 1-7, fly ball to center. Lofton with the catch, and we played 5 here at Safeco. Cleveland 1 and the Mariners nothing. Oh my goodness. We have something special possibly brewing here at the big ballpark in Seattle. 1-0 Indians. So it's Bell, Tomei, and Ramirez the bat here in the sixth. Freddie Garcia has been a bit wild. 5 hits, 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 walks, couple hit by pitch. Garcia looks in, gets a sign. Here's a pitch to Bell, and that's gone deep to left field. No ballpark's going to hold that one. It is gone. Goodbye. So Albert Bell, leadoff homer, the first home run in all-time great franchise league history. Bell circles the bases, and it's 2-0 Indians. I shouldn't say that. There's been a bunch of games played. Again, I'm playing the game as a Monday night baseball game with all the others being played. I can go over the games been played during the week and all the other statistics. 2-0 Indians, top of the sixth. So Albert Bell goes deep, far, and gone. So now Freddie Garcia must pitch to Tomei. This is a loaded lineup here. Here's the pitch to Tomei. Tomei with a walk. So now he's on. Garcia struggling a bit again. Computer versus computer unless there's a need to make a change. To me, it would be a defensive change for Edgar Martinez at first, and Cleveland's got two guys who could come out and left and right because they're both fours. But again, I'll hold that until after the seventh inning. Garcia looks in. Here's the pitch to Manram. Manram hits a shot to left field. That's going to be over Cameron's head. Let's see if they score Tomei. He'll stop at third, and it's a double for Manny Ramirez. Second and third, no outs, and the infield will have to come in. So the Indians putting on some pressure here. Here's Murray, 0 for 2 and a couple flyouts. Garcia working from the stretch. Second and third, nobody out. Pitch to Eddie Murray. Ground ball to second. Runners will hold. Boone will throw him out. So Boone played him perfectly. One out here in the sixth, 2-0 Cleveland. Here's Paul Sorrento. Sorrento has tripled and grounded out the lone RBI in the ball game. Actually, no, the Bell home run. Garcia from the stretch looks in. Here is the pitch to Sorrento. That's going to be a line drive and caught by Boone. There's two outs. So again, Freddie Garcia playing around with some serious damage here. It's only 2-0. Second and third, two outs for a dangerous Carlos Baerga. Let's see if he is for. See, there's any kind of. That's right. We're not playing with clutch because they were not available. I believe I try to keep all the teams to a minimum with this. And I think most teams do have ballpark effects, but not all teams. I decided not to use clutch. So here is Garcia, two outs, second and third. Gar- Baerga tries to get a big hit across here. Garcia from the stretch, the pitch, and that's ground ball to first. Great play by Martinez, takes it to the bag, and Cleveland could only score one. Bottom of six coming up. Cleveland two, Seattle nothing. Bottom of six we go. So bottom of six here, and it's a good ball game as we're playing. It's Macklemore, Suzuki, Boone, 2-0 Indians. Martinez looks in, gets a sign. Martinez a pitch to Macklemore. That's gonna be a base hit center field. First base of the ball game to the Seattle Mariners, and it's Mark Macklemore. So Dennis Martinez goes 5+ no-hit innings, one hit so far, two walks, two strikeouts. Now the Indian manager Mike Hargrove will have to look on here and kind of make sure that Martinez stays out of possible trouble. Martinez from the stretch. Here's Ichiro, 0 for 2 so far, and it's a steal for Macklemore. He got it off Martinez. So the Mariners play aggressive, runner on second, nobody out. And now a tough situation for El Presidente from the stretch, the pitch. That's going to be a fly ball center field. Lofton will come in. McLemore has to hold. Then there's one away. And now here's Brett Boone. He's 0 for 2. So Boone 0 for 2, ground out and a pop out. Martinez from the stretch. Runner on second and one out. Pitch to Boone. And that's going to ground ball the second. Good play by Baerga. Cannot make the play. Knocked off his glove in the right field. McLemore will score. And the Mariners are on the board. RBI Brett Boone. 2-1 Cleveland. So now Boone out at first with one man out. Here's Edgar. He's got two walks so far, and now Hargrove's going to get his bullpen up because he could come out of there any time. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a base hit up the middle. Again, he went all that time not giving up a hit. He's given up three hits in this inning. Martinez with a hard hit. Boone the third, first and third, one out, a 2-1 ball game, and Mike Cameron now the batter. So a big opportunity here. What will Dennis Martinez, El Presidente, do? Cameron the batter, he's likely to get a fly out to get a big hit here. The infield's playing back for two. That is Vizquel and Baerga. El Presidente from the stretch, first and third, one out, and the pitch. That is going to be a line drive, and Vizquel with a diving catch, and that will hold both runners. First and third, two out, 2-1 Cleveland for Al Martin. This is a situation where if you want a lefty in for Martin, you could, but I don't think the computer will do this. Hal's looking in. Dennis Martinez from the stretch. Al Martin, left-handed batter. And I thought they did. So Edgar Martinez trying to take a lead off first. Martinez from the stretch and the pitch. That is going to be ground ball to second. Great play, and Dennis Martinez survives. We go to the top of the seventh. 2-1 Indians. 2-5-0 for Cleveland. 1-3-1 for Seattle. Top of the seventh. Sandy Alomar followed by Lofton and Vizquel. Garcia looks in, gets the windup. Here's a pitch to Alomar. That's going to be a struck him out, one away in the seventh. So here's Lofton, 1 for 2 with the walk. Martinez looks in from the sign. Garcia looks in from the big windup. And that's going to be a base hit center field. So Kenny Lofton is on. And now it's Omar Vizquel's turn. Now let's see if Lofton runs here. Freddie Garcia working from the stretch. Vizquel up with one man out, and no, Lofton has to get back. Lofton has tried to steal on his 50% before. Garcia working from the stretch, keeping an eye on Lofton, and there it is, going to be a hit and run right out to second baseman. Lofton will go to second. Boone's only played a first, and they do a one-out hit and run, moves Lofton in the scoring position. Runner on second, 2 outs for Albert Bell. Boy, he in this case, if I were you, I'd probably walk Bell here and get the Tome and then maybe get a lefty. They got lefties they can go with on this team. Mariner bullpen is really good, one of the best in baseball. But you know what? I don't think they do this here. Let's see what happens. Again, you're in the seventh inning, so I could force a move. That's interesting. I could force a move here and do this. So let's go ahead and we'll walk Bell here. I'm sorry. Those numbers against a right-handed pitcher are just nasty. First and second, 2 out. Tome the batter. And now, do I let the computer make a decision or do I poll? So let's see. Freddie Garcia normally is a seven pitcher, so he's in his seventh inning of work. Opening day, and Norm Charlton will come out. So Charlton will be the new pitcher. So they'll go lefty lefty here. We'll see if Cleveland goes to a pinch hitter here. So it will be Charlton against Tome, first and second, 2 outs. Now, does Cleveland have anything they can go with, kind of measuring it for it? I guess that would be Herbert Perry 4L versus lefties. That would probably be your answer here. So, do they go with Perry instead of Tome? Let's see, 452 at bats, 97 walks. Sounds like he was in there for the long run. Charlton in against lefties. Here we go, and the pitch. And that's going to be a base hit for Charlton. So Tome beats the odds. And now there's bases loaded. 2 outs for a guy who's deadly versus lefties and Manny Ramirez. The only thing that makes it possibly not as bad situation is a bad hitter's ballpark, so all his solids go to die here in Seattle. So again, not as good as you might think, but he has a loaded card with singles all over the place. Bases loaded, 2 outs. I believe it's set up where you can't make an additional move. Let's see if Nelson could come in, and I don't think he can. So we'll see what happens here. See if the computer decides to keep Charlton against Ramirez. Bases loaded, 2-1 ball game. Charlton from the stretch, and yes, he goes to Jose Panuica. I'm not sure about that decision. I would probably go on somebody a little more tastier, like Nelson or something. So Panica will come in, bases loaded, 2 man out, pitch to Manny, and Manny hits a fly ball center field. Cameron is there. He gets the job done, and it remains 2-1 Cleveland. So Cleveland has left a bunch of guys on base. Cleveland has left 9, Seattle's left 5. We go to the bottom of the seventh inning. It is the seventh inning stretch. Folks, I want to say thank you to those who have helped me. Please, you don't understand how much I want to say thank you to everyone in the community for assisting me, our family so far. I'll say that at every seventh inning stretch until I become blue in the face. It has been an absolute thank you to all those who have helped. Appreciate it. Finally get a chance on a day off I can play. Work is going great, trying to get things back. Still, as they say, going paycheck to paycheck and just getting through things. But as right now, it's getting better. So we'll go to back to the bottom of the seventh inning again. A big thank you. Again, I'll keep saying that. Bottom seven, Cleveland 2 7-0, Seattle 1 3-1. Bell, Wilson, Guillen against Dennis Martinez still in the game. Martinez looks in. Here's the pitch to Bell. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Martinez, throws him out one away. This could be the last inning for Dennis Martinez. Martinez looks in, gets a sign. Here's a pitch to Dan Wilson. Wilson, a ground ball to third. Tomei at the play, 2 outs, and Dennis Martinez may have one more batter left in him, and he's going to give Cleveland 7 strong innings, and then you'd have to deal with Jose Mesa. Martinez looks in and the pitch again. He's 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly out, and they go to John Olrus. They didn't start him, but they'll bring him off the bench here. So a nice move here from Seattle. Martinez looks in and the pitch. Does it work? No, he walks. So Olrus is on. He's in as the let's see. He's not in as the DH. He's in as the shortstop. So will they let the backup shortstop come in and run for Olrud here? Here's McLemore coming around the fourth time in the order. Martinez from the stretch. McLemore will bat in. Olrud tried to kick a little run, but Martinez threw back of him. So Olrud on at first, 2 outs. Martinez from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's a line drive. Oh, right at Baerga. Nice play done. And we played 7. Cleveland 2, Seattle 1. 2-7-0 for Cleveland, 1-3-1 for Seattle. So Jose Panwica will stay in now. They brought in George Gibson to play short. That's the thing when you make a decision and take out your normal shortstop, you don't have somebody else to bring in. So Gibson comes in. He's a miserable 4.44. Hopefully that does not bite him. So here's Murray, Sorrento, Baerga versus Paniqua. Here's the pitch to Murray, and that's going to ground ball back to Paniqua. 3-22 does not make the play. He knocked it down. That's an infield hit. Jose Paniqua cannot get there. Murray now in top of the eighth. That's the first error for the Mariners, or that's an infield hit, actually. Here's Paul Soriano, 1 for 3. Had a triple back in the second, had an RBI grounder in the fourth. 2-1 Cleveland, all time great franchise league Monday night baseball game, the first on the schedule. Paniqua from the stretch. Here's the pitch, and they go hit and run, a base hit. Soriento with a base hit. Murray goes to third, and it's first and third Indians on a beautiful hit and run base hit. So the infield will have to be brought in, first and third, nobody out for Baerga. Will they leave Paniqua in? This is a situation now. Seattle's going to have to make a real heady move here. First and third, and Arthur Rhodes comes in. Dangerous little card. Lefty pitching. Doesn't care if he now again. Baerga's a better hitter against lefties. So let's see if Rhodes can get a big out here. Here's a pitch to Baerga. And as a line drive caught by Boone, runners hole. So first and third, one out. Here's Alomar. Dangerous versus lefties again. Let's see what they do here. Rhodes working from the stretch. Infield stays in. First and third, one out. Pitch to Sandy Alomar. And that's a strikeout for Arthur Lee Rhodes. 2 outs in the eighth. Now here is Lofton. He's 2 for 3 with a walk. Had a couple hits, a dangerous lefty on lefty situation. Rhodes working from the stretch. Here is the pitch. And that's another strikeout for Arthur Lee Rhodes, and Seattle's done it again. So Cleveland now has left 11 runners on base. And Cleveland's wondering, but here comes Dennis Martinez. He's going to try to get into the eighth inning. Suzuki, Boone, and Edgar, the toughest part of this order, basically part of the Mariners Hall of Fame. Ichiro and Edgar with Boone in the middle. Martinez looks in. Here is the pitch to Ichiro. 6-7 ground ball the second. Top play for a big error by Baerga. He couldn't field it, and Suzuki is on. So the first error of the ball game for the Tribe, and it's a huge one. So now here's Brett Boone, Suzuki with that speed. Now let's see what the Indians do. Dennis Martinez to Brett Boone here. 1 for 3 at the RBI. Don't bring a lefty in the pitch to Boone. That is for sure. Here's a pitch to Boone, and that's a line drive, a base hit for Boone. Suzuki holds. So Seattle brings up 2 runners on for Edgar Martinez. Holy cow. Now, does Cleveland decide to pull the plug on El Presidente? From the stretch, he is. Edgar is 1 for 1, a hit and a couple walks. Martinez from the stretch, 2 on, nobody out, and they go to their closer, Jose Mesa. So Mesa comes out, will pitch to Edgar. 2-1 Cleveland. Here is the pitch. And that's going to be a base hit for Edgar. Suzuki scores, and the Mariners have tied this game at 2. First and third, nobody out. Can't do nothing about that when you hit your own card. First and third, nobody out for Mike Cameron now. Mesa from the stretch, first and third, all tied up to Cameron. And that's a ground ball to second. Baerga's got to make this one. He does and makes the double play. What a play. And he keeps the runner at third with 2 outs. Baerga turns a star-studded double play. 2 outs in the eighth for Al Martin. Mesa working from the stretch. Oh, no double play. The infield was in. So second and third, 1 out. Oh, that was my mistake. I thought that was a double play. Mesa worked from the stretch, infield in, pitch to Martin, and that is going to be a line drive caught this time. Ground ball B. They come home, make the tag, and a great play. Oh, what a play there by Sorrento. Came home to Almar. Tag was made, and the runner is out. So Boone tagged out. 3-2 in your little scorebooks. 2-2 bottom of the eighth. David Bell, the batter. Mesa working from the stretch, first and third, 2 outs. And it's going to be a strikeout for Mesa. We go to the ninth. We're tied at 2. 2 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for Cleveland. 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Mariners. Top of the ninth, Vizquel, Bell, Tome against Arthur Lee Rhodes. Staying in this ball game. Here's a pitch to Vizquel. And that's a strikeout for Arthur Lee Rhodes. Third strikeout. Here's Bell. Now, this is where you don't want Suzuki in this case because you want to pitch the Bell's weakness, which is left-handed pitching, if you want to call it that. Rhodes from the windup. Here's the pitch. He will pitch to him, and it's going to be a line drive caught by Bell. Bell on the ground actually throws him out to first, 2 away in the ninth. So now here's Tome, left on left. Herbert Perry on the bench for the Indians. Rhodes stays out there. Here's the pitch. Tome to bat. And that's a strikeout for Arthur Lee Rhodes. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Seattle can walk it off. Tied up at 2. 2-9-1 for Cleveland. 2-5-1 for Seattle. It's going to be Wilson, Gibson, and McLemore for Seattle. Mesa trying to stay in here and get him to extra innings. Here's the pitch to Dan Wilson. That's a walk. Oh my goodness, he walked Wilson. Now Seattle. Let's look at Seattle's bench. Tom Lampkin is on the bench. Stan Javier, a possible pinch runner coming in. We'll see if they go to that. Gibson the bat, he may try to bunt him over. Mesa from the stretch, and they'll pitch to him. No pinch runner. And that's a line drive caught by Vizquel, 1 away. So now here's Mark McLemore, 1 for 4, runs scored. Now we'll see what they do with Wilson at first. McLemore does keep the bat pretty good. Mesa from the stretch, and they will run Javier, like I said. So 2 for the price of 1. Javier will run at first, probably going in to catch Tom Lampkin if we go extra innings. Javier, an excellent fielder. The Seattle doesn't have any weaknesses in the outfield. Mesa from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Oh, Javier tried to get a good lead, but Mesa's kept him close. Mesa from the stretch, pitch to McLemore, and that's gonna be a ground ball. That's a double play. It is. No, it's not a double play. It was like it was. Let's see what it was. Hit it liner at Baerga, reached up and made a fine catch. So he did. There was no, as they say, it was a ballpark single effect. So now with 2 outs, here is Ichiro, 0 for 4 of the runs scored. Mesa trying to get this to extra innings. Mesa from the stretch, the pitch to Ichiro. That's a base hit for Ichiro, and Javier had a hold. So Seattle, first and second, 2 outs. Brett Boone, the batter. Fans on their feet in Seattle. Boone trying to win it. Mesa from the stretch, 2 on, 2 out, pitch to Boone. That'll be a ground ball back to Mesa, throws them out, and we'll go to the 10th inning where there's no ghost runner. So old extra inning baseball coming in. It's going to be Ramirez, Murray, Soriento. Lampkin did go in and catch. But again, by pinch hitting for Olerud, it kept Edgar Martinez at first base. Again, hopefully it doesn't bite him. Again, let's see what the defense, nothing new there. So Nelson looks in, top of the 10th inning, 2-2 ball game. Here's a pitch to Manny. Manny, ground ball to short. Gibson with the play, one away. Here's Murray, 1 for 4. Nelson with the pitch to Eddie Murray. 5-11, fly ball right field. Ichiro, can of corn, and there's 2 outs. So now here's Eddie. Now here is going to be Paul Sorrento. He is 2 for 4 in the ball game with an RBI. Nelson looks in and the pitch. And Jeff Nelson walks him. Oh, a big walk there. Now you caught. Let's see if they maybe put Herbert Perry there and put him at first. Here's Bayerga. He's 0 for 4. Switch hitter, lefty here. Jeff Nelson from the stretch. Runner on first and 2 outs. And they go to Kirby. That's a good alternative, good speed. But again, that's going to be a -3 to run on. Kirby's not going to get a great advantage. Nelson from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a base hit. Gets Kirby to third, and Cleveland with an opportunity here in the 10th to take the lead. Again, with Ducks in scoring position, again, Cleveland has left them croaking at the pond. Here's Almar. First and third, 2 outs. Almar 0 for 4. Nelson, probably that wicked slider from the stretch and the pitch. And they're trying, Baerga was trying to run on Jeff Nelson. Nelson stepped off. Nelson from the stretch pitches to him. And that's going to be a strikeout for Jeff Nelson. Does get the wicked slider. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Cleveland 2, Seattle 2. And Alvaro Espinosa gets the unfortunate goal of playing first. Now we go to Cleveland's side and see if we can adjust something with Tome. No, he's a third baseman only. Yeah, no. Herbert Perry will come in and play first. He's a 2E4. So that's an adjustment I'll make on the fly there. Yeah, I'm not going to let that. I won't let that. And that's when Clay Kirby should have stayed in the game and probably replaced one of the fielders. Now, Ruben Amaro, only 60 at bats, is kind of a fringy player. He can come and replace Bell, but you probably don't do that. So here's Seattle. Mesa in his third inning of work. Talking about being overused. We'll see what Mike Hargrove has in mind. Like he's trying to win this like it is the pennant. Mesa with a windup to Edgar, and that's gonna be a strikeout for Mesa. His second strikeout. He still looks strong. Here's Cameron. Mesa with the windup. Cameron's 0 for 4. And the pitch is a line drive in the gap. Bell cannot get to it. That's a stand up triple. And with 1 out, Cameron is 90 feet from walking this off. Now, Al Martin, this is where I'll make a move for the Indians somewhere here. Again, what left do they have? Paul Asamaka will come in. You want to get Al Martin where he's absolutely useless out there, and hopefully Osamaker doesn't throw something where he gives up a hit. Not you want to give up nothing in the outfield. On deck is David Bell, followed by Lampkin and Gibson. Seattle has replaced some of their bottom end guys, so this is where Osamaker has to come in and get a man out. Let's see if Seattle goes to their last bench piece. And that is unfortunately Jay Buhner, who would be a perfect. Oh, he could go to Buhner here. He would hit against lefties. So let's see. Osamaker from the stretch, 1 out in the 10th. They'll pitch to Al Martin. Oh, and he walked him anyway on that god awful lefty side. So Osamaker totally lost him. First and third, 1 out. David Bell, the batter, possibly a chance to win it here. Corners are in, double play death. Outfielder is all the way in. Osamaker from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Bell. What do you want? It's a walk. It's a walk. Oh, you know what? It was a walk-off squeeze for David Bell. He actually beats it out, and the ball game is over. So Seattle wins it on a walk-off squeeze play, wins this game 3-2 in the 10th inning, walk-off squeeze for David Bell. So the winning pitcher is Jeff Nelson, goes an inning, 1 hit, 1 walk. The losing pitcher is Jose Mesa, 2 and a third, 3 hits, 1 run was earned, a walk. Osamaker gave up that really bad walk, which set the stage for the squeeze. 46,000 showed a nice sellout here for opening night. Seattle wins 3-2, 3-7-1 for Seattle. Cleveland will be talking about this for a long time. 2-10-1. They left 13 on. Seattle left 11. Seattle had one double play. There were one error apiece. Double by Manny, triple by Sorrento and Cameron. Home run by Albert Bell. His first RBIs. Bell is first. Sorrento's first. Boone had one, Edgar Martinez had one, and David Bell squeeze in the 10th inning. Cheeses one for Seattle. They'll go to 1-0. Cleveland will go to 0-1. So before I look at chat, see if anybody else has stopped by, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward us to next Monday. And then we'll see where we are. So give me that would be April the 13th, working off this schedule. So let's see. We'll go ahead and let's see if I can. Let's see. Give me 1 second here. And they'll let it run that one. Done. Let's see how we can do this. Play the schedule here. Play Wednesday. Completely paid day here. Playing all the games out till that Monday. Then I can go over a quick standings with you and the teams that are involved. For those who are interested. Let's go ahead and get back to next Monday. So again, a new pitcher will be in. Ooh, defined pitcher. So one for some reason they cannot do it. So let's see, 14 starts. I guess this will be lefty. 28 starts on the season. Got to see why that didn't work. St. Louis did win that game. And let's go ahead and new schedule this one again. It's going to be on a Friday. So let's go ahead and play this. Hopefully St. Louis is okay. They are. Because I got to look and see what happened there. And then on Saturday, we'll go play that. Again, we're playing Monday night games here on the channel. So we kind of give you an idea what's to come. And then we'll play the Sundays. And then we'll see what's available on the Monday night schedule for this one. So here we go. Let's look at the statistics first of all. Here we go. So the New York Yankees, 1998 is 5-1. Boston 2019 is 5-1. Toronto 93 is 4-3. Detroit 84 is 2-3. Baltimore 65 is 2-4. And of course, Tampa Bay 2008 is 1-5. Good team, bad division to play in. 95 Indians are 5-1. So that was their only loss so far. St. Louis in the Central Division. I must have mixed these. Yeah, I must have mixed these teams up a little bit. They are 4-2, one game out. 91 Twins are 3-2. 89 A's are 4-3. 2015 Royals are 2-2. The 66 Dodgers are 2-5, and the 05 White Sox are 0-5, so struggling. Out west, Texas is 6-1. That's 2023. Houston's 3-4. That's 2017. Seattle's 2-3, 2001. The LA Angels of 2002. No Rally Monkey, 1-6 so far. Around the other circuit, Philadelphia 2008, 3-2. 3-3 for Washington, 2-3 for the Mets, and the Marlins are 0-6 of 1997. Then it's the Cubbies at 4-1, the Pirates 3-2, 1971. The Reds are 2-2, 1975. The Brewers are 1-5 in 82. Out west, the Padres are 4-2 in 1998. The Rockies are 4-2 in 07. Arizona 4-2 in 01. So very competitive out there. The Giants are 3-3 in 2010, and the Braves 1995, old school in the West, 3-3. I may try to change that. If I could change the standings while I'm playing this, I'll kind of work on that and see if I can do that. Sorry about that. I was kind of putting this together, kind of looking at it. Next Monday night's games, we could have the Orioles and Yankees. That'll be Steve Barber and David Wells. We could have the Cubs and Brewers. That is Lester and Pete Vukovich. That is the Reds and Pirates. That will be Pat Darcy and Steve Blass. We can have the Diamondbacks and Cardinals. That's Randy Johnson and Mike Torres. And other games are during the day. So how about this? This was American League game. Let's go to National. We'll go ahead and we should have had the Reds open. So we'll have them as a road team next time. Pat Darcy on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds, taking on Steve Blass from the Pirates. And that will be from Three River Stadium. And that'll be our next game we'll have for you. Okay. Thank you so much, folks. I appreciate all for showing up. Let's see what we had here. Thank you. Thank you again for showing up. Appreciate the patronage. Have a good night, everybody. Big win for the Seattle Mariners. We'll talk to you later. Have a good rest of the night and hope to see you real soon for more Stratomatic Baseball as we play the all time greats franchise league right here on the Sports Time Machine. Have a good night, everybody.